What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. And you know, sometimes in life we have this perception that adults know everything, but in reality adults are all just kind of grown-up kids that are still learning as they go along. And kind of like Pokemon, we might look at Charizard as this all-powerful Pokemon, but he's really just a grown-up version of a little Charmander. And right now it's the Little Cup that's in session, where these little tykes, these children, are battling it out to see who is the best child. I don't know. But these little Pokemon featuring Smeargle, Marill, and Bronzor of Joe B. Hoops 23 are going to put up a fight. And Smeargle is kind of the highlight of this team because it's a little bit difficult to obtain. Smeargle being a Pokemon that copies the movesets of the Pokemon it kind of photobombs in Pokemon snapshots. So Smeargle probably was snapshotted with either like a Porygon or a Registeel with Frustration. And then when it has Frustration, you can actually get a random charge move dealt, which is how it might get something like Flying Press. So difficult to obtain, but Lock-On Flying Press, just a ridiculous moveset because Lock-On is the fastest energy generation fast move in the game. And Flying Press, one of the most efficient and hard-hitting charge moves that we have. It's only 35 energy, I want to say, and hits ridiculously hard. Flying Press, a ridiculous move. Maybe while this Marill matchup is playing out, I can actually have enough time to look. Is this going to be a mirror match, dude? This Joe is running a ridiculously bulky team of Marill and Bronzor, but look at this. Lock-ons spamming away, Flying Press coming through. I'm going to bring up PV Poke over on the side to get you a reading of the exact stats onto Flying Press. Luckily, Bronzor is so dang bulky, we actually have time where we're not going to miss a crazy amount of action. Bronzor is kind of like the Bastiodon of this Little Cup. It's just ridiculously bulky. I'm looking up Flying Press right now. Flying Press is 40 energy, my mistake. 40 energy for 90 base damage, which is so crazy. So, for reference, to maybe get a feel for how crazy that is, Flying Press does the same damage as Dynamic Punch, the same base power, but for the same energy as something like Superpower. And you know how like Fast Melmetal, for example, can get to Superpower, and yet it still does the same power of a Dynamic Punch, and there's no debuff effect as well. So this Smeargle just with his little paintbrush trying to paint a masterpiece of a battle on this canvas, and in comes the Bronzor. This team is ridiculous. Joe B. Hoops, probably a basketball fan. I respect the Hoops reference. I don't know if I respect the team. It's so bulky, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't hate the play, hate the game. And this ridiculously bulky team is putting in some work, or at least it appears that way. I mean, he's facing off against the Mirror team. He's facing off against the Mirror team in the very first battle, so we'll see who ends up winning this. Oh, it's going to go to timeout. It's going to go to timeout. You got to preserve your health. Technoblast. Oh my gosh. And now it's going to come down to who has the healthier two Pokemon. You shield again. They're going to timeout here. Shields the Technoblast, and who's going to win? Joe wins. He had more health on his two remaining Pokemon than his opponent. And that is a G to the G. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hopefully we don't get more timeouts. Otherwise we'll have to put Joe in timeout for this crazy bulky team. Looks like I got a little bit ahead of myself. Gonna queue up into the next battle momentarily. Bronzor and Marill, just insane bulk. Smeargle also is a bit of an investment because it barely gets to that like 1500 CP. We see a positive lead and gonna force the opponent to safe swap into the Ducklet. Gonna chip with a Body Slam and then go into Bronzor. And oh my gosh, if this thing is running, yeah, all this thing can do is throw for these wimpy little bubble beams, because of course the flying damage is resisted, so you're not gonna want to Aerial Ace or Brave Bird here. So, oh no, dude, are we gonna be in store for another timeout? Are we going to be in store for another timeout? Bronzor, you menace. You absolute menace. We've been enjoying Bronzor's older brother, Bronzong, or La Bronzong, as we like to call him on the channel. Having some success with him in the Great League Catch Cup. And I will be posting a video on that, but we've got some Smeargle action here first. Unfortunately, Bronzor, a little bit self-centered of a character. He's hogging all the camera time. Smeargle's trying to make an appearance. The fans want to see Smeargle. And this is going to be such a debuffed Bronzor. I would think you might give up Switch here. But actually, no. I take it back. I'm not going to give up Switch, which makes sense because you don't want to be in a situation where Smeargle gets lined up against the Golett. And, dude, the opponent could have farmed down here, I'm pretty sure. But they got a little scared with how much that payback did. They throw the Shadow Punch. In comes Smeargle. Bubbles are chunking, dude. Golett will get off another move. Will he invest a shield here? No. Gonna let it go. Smeargle also incredibly bulky. Just takes it, no problem. Gonna chip with a body slam and then probably pivot into the Smeargle against this Lantern. Kind of a crazy version of the Little Catch Cup, because, like, normally Chinchou would be allowed and not Lantern, but in this variant, I believe some of the evolutions are allowed as well. I don't know if everything's allowed or if it's restricted somehow. But Smeargle just gonna spam away Flying Press. We talked about how insane of a move it is. One of the most efficient energy moves in the game. Already at the double Flying Press. Smeargle painting the canvas with his tail. He's got the little, is that like a French hat on the Smeargle design? Another move coming through from Lantern. Gonna shield. Can probably lock on down, to be honest. And then that Golett is really low. So shouldn't be much of an issue. Oh, no, the Golett's already gone. My bad. These games are, like, so ridiculously long. You can't keep your concentration. It's a good thing we are dividing Smeargle into two parts, because we got two different Smeargle submissions. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Smeargle meeting his match. Annihilate. Completely walls Smeargle. Do you guys say Smeargle or Smeargle? Oh, it's probably Smeargle. Because you're, like, smearing paint. Dude, figuring out Pokemon correct pronunciations in real time? Is that what just happened? Holy cow. Somehow Smeargle is putting up a fight against Annihilate, which it has no business doing. Gonna come in here with Smeargle. And hopefully clears the path for the Bronzor in the back. Once Annihilate is gone. Man, that Shadow Ball doing some big damage. Now hopefully you cleared the way. Throws on improper timing. That's alright. Wanted to double up on Body Slam, I guess. Gonna throw again. See, like, I would have preferred to see throw one and then throw, one and then throw, rather than just throw two and then let in two respective Razor Leafs. In comes Vullaby, and I mean, I would presume this game is over, but, like, I don't want to call it yet. I don't know if Bronzor is just so ridiculous it can, like, still win this somehow. But it seems over. Your charge moves are completely walled by the Vullaby. What move is this Vullaby running? Are they both running Tackle? Looks like they're both running Tackle. All right, another move coming through. Gonna put up a shield. There's no way, right? There's no way Bronzor can flip this. That would be the most insane thing I've ever seen. Lands the payback. I mean, that's a start. Aggressive swap into Smeargle. Doesn't reach the body slam. And this looks to be over, in my opinion. Gonna let this go. It's probably a Seed Bomb, right? Does barely anything. But the Razor Leafs are gonna keep pace with the tackle damage despite being resisted. Psyshock connects. Opponent just gonna save their shield for the Vullaby. Vullaby comes in and going to tackle down. 2 shield flex for the opponent. Rare situation where I'm, like, partially rooting for the opponents against Joby Hoops. I'm sure Joby Hoops is a great guy. I'm sure we'd be friends IRL. But this team is nonsense. Bronzor specifically is nonsense. We've got the Paldean Wooper running Poison Jab. Very nice. Going for Body Slam here. I wonder if... Is Body Slam still the better move, even if Aqua Tail gets stabbed? Might be worth looking up. We've got time with the team Joe is running. Opponent makes a nice catch onto Seal, catching the resisted Aqua Tail. It looked like Joe was actually going for like a big brain play. He was going for like pretend like he wasn't running Aqua Tail or something, and then going for it. Flying Press connects on Seal. Unlike Dugong, Seal's a pure water type, so this Flying Press going to only hit for neutral. Still chunks to the point where it pretty much will two-shot. After this Icy Wind debuff, however, Seal might be able to live. Seal might hang on, yeah, and still with a decent chunk of health, but you could go for like a massive lock-on down here. That looks kind of scary. That looks kind of scary. I'm looking up Meryl. Okay, Wooper comes back. So it looks like Body Slam against... If they're both neutral, Body Slam would do this. Oh, they actually did the exact same. So with same type attack bonus, they actually do the exact same. So there's not one preference over the other. Okay, Flying Press connects... Of course, in a situation where the Wooper takes super effective damage, you want to go for the Aqua Tail. I'm just strictly talking about neutral matchups. So this is bad for Bronzor, but we're going to see the pivot, and this game very well might come to timeout. Honestly, actually, the Flying Press did so much, you might just straight up win and knock out the Umbreon at some point. But I was going to say, as long as you keep multiple Pokemon around... It's going to take Umbreon a while to get rid of Bronzor. And, yeah, this low, Bronzor probably just tackles down before Umbreon can even knock it out. Because I would think you need to land at least 3 foul plays, and there's still a shield to hide behind. So let's see how much this first one does. Going to shield just to be safe. Shields the first. Just out of curiosity, how much this going to do? The game's already in hand, but foul play... Yeah, I would need at least 3, and I don't know if even 3 would be enough. Going for the Size Shock. Double resisted damage, but Umbreon being so low, it is enough to knock out. And I think this is the final battle. Oh my gosh. Steelix and then an Azelf. Azelf was kind of wild in the Little Cup. Holy cow. Aqua Tail grabs a shield. Here comes Bronzor. Uh-oh. I do not know Azelf's moves, but I would think... It probably doesn't have anything threatening here. Oh my gosh, Swift, dude. Swift is such a bad move. Oh, this is so bad for the opponent. Does Steelix come back? It probably does, right? Steelix comes back. What is it even running? Is that Dragon Tail or is that something else? Payback? Coming through. Oh my god, so much damage. Yeah, okay, I think that's Dragon Tail. For a second, I was worried it was like Iron Tail. But I think it's Dragon Tail. Psychic Fangs does literally nothing. Okay, not literally. That's my bad. I used to make a joke about how people always say literally when they don't actually mean literally. People will be like, I literally am so hungry, I'm going to die. Like, no. You're not literally going to die. Figuratively speaking. So I used to be like... Sometimes I feel like we have a little bit of that in the community. Because, let's face it, we play video games. We might sometimes, myself as well, sometimes we might be a little like over exact with things. So people will be like, yeah, I think Body Slam does 40% in that matchup. Actually, it does 42.8%. Like, bro, come on. Let's lay off the gas pedal a little. You're going to get a sneak peek here at a Smeargle, Greavard, and Varoom team that we are going to feature in the next video. So this is going to be a double header of Smeargle content, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. But for now, we're going to sign off. I hope you guys enjoyed Smeargle Showcase with Lock-On Flying Press in the Little Cup. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, comment down below. All comments are appreciated, and I will see you soon in the next one. Peace.